It's a Saturday afternoon non-league showdown, a doubleheader on the Varsity Media Sports Network as the Carle Place Frogs take on the Lynbrook Owls on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by Lynbrook East Rockaway Soccer Club as well as the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, John, so today's game at Lynbrook, Marion Street School for Lynbrook, facing off against the Carle Place Owls. Two first-year coaches, but not really first year for Steve Cadet over on the Carle Place side. He's had about 25 years experience, but Jenna Crimmins, her first year as head coach over on the Lynbrook side.
Yeah, and this is a Lynbrook team that comes in at 3-1-2. They go against Carle Place at 6-0-2. And as we take a look at our impact players for Carle Place, they've got two of the best players in the league. How about Amelia Fort just lighting it up and Carolina Villegas?
Amelia Fort, one of those really talented players, the straw that stirs the drink out there. 9 goals, 7 assists, and then Carolina Villegas, senior captain, works the ball out of the back really well, sees the field general, vocally and physically. Powerful player out of the field for Carle Place.
And our impact players brought to you by Showtime Soccer Training. Our philosophy at Showtime Soccer Training focuses on personalized growth, problem solving, and cohesive dynamic style of play. Our experienced coaching family is dedicated to developing the next generation of soccer talent. Follow them on Instagram at Showtime Soccer or Showtime Soccer LI. So those are our impact player for the Frogs. Let's meet the rest of the starting 11 for Carle Place. It's not a deep team, but they do boast they do pack a punch, as you've got Gabby Mazzanos, Pisano, Ramirez, Carle, DiFiore, Vudo Matera, as well as Peyton Statler and Leah Casolaro. And the starting lineups brought to you by Ivy Rehab. Live life to the fullest. Your goals are our goals at Ivy Rehab. Book a session at ivyrehab.com or call at our locations nearest to you. And, of course, like we mentioned, the goalkeeper in net is Raquel Vainrube, who has been fantastic so far for Carle Place. And how about this? Only an 8th grader, 29 saves.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Emma Barros there. Great foot skills. She's new to the game, but she's got 29 saves on the season. And what an honor to be a middle school student playing on a varsity team, a very competitive, a 6-0-2 varsity team.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other side, let's take a look at the impact players for Lynbrook as they look for their 4th victory of the year. Antonia Edibar as well as Leah Casolaro.
Yeah, and you can see Edibar there. She's quick. She can move up top. She's got 5 goals, no assists right now, but she's got 10 points on the season. I don't know how that works, but maybe it's 5 assists is my guess. Leah Casolaro, 6 goals and an assist. Another one, she can move the ball really well, sees the field well. These are 2 athletes that are playing soccer, and they're going to have a great day today.
See, I thought it was 2 points per goal, but I could be wrong.
Maybe you're right.
On that.
We don't do that in the boys' side. Maybe that's where I'm confused.
Makes sense. We'll pause for a second for the national anthem and continue on with the Open on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media Sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Beats to Varela. It's a no-hitter! And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
I should pull him up.
We welcome you back to the broadcast booth, and here's a starting 11 for Lynbrook, and Kate Jennings is in net with Pisano, Carle, Statler, Matera, Mazzaros, Ramirez, Tajin, Casolaro, as well as Ramirez and Edibar. And, of course, we mentioned the keeper. Kate Jennings has been doing a fantastic job. A senior, 10 saves on the season so far as she'll get set to go. But once again, the starting lineups brought to you by Ivy Rehab. Live life to the fullest. Your goals are our goals at Ivy Rehab. Whether you're a patient wanting to help your child find their footing, an athlete reaching their new heights, or an adult facing unique challenges, our physical, occupational, speech, and applied behavioral analysis therapist can help everyone live their life to the fullest. We'll pull work to meet you where you are and to get you where you want to be. Request an appointment now at ivyrehab.com or call any of our locations nearest to you. He's Rob Anderson. I'm John Perez. Carle plays 6-0-2, 5-0-1, 2 35-minute halves. And you know what? It might be a small school, a B school, but they pack a punch, Rob.
They are considered one of the best in the county on both sides of the ball. The boys' team having a lot of success this year, a ton of success last year. This girls' team also, again, I can't say enough about Steve Cadet. And I know, John, you know I'm a little bit of a homer with some of these coaches, but he's a great soccer coach. 2 kids growing up in this program. He might have them on the field with him one day, his daughter. So it's gonna be a good game. 35 minutes weather. The weather has a lot to do with it. And let's shout out. Can I shout out his kids real quick?
Go ahead.
All right. So we've got his son who's 7. That's Cameron Cadet, and then his daughter Harper Cadet. She's 4 years old and might be on this field one day with Dad.
So CC, I'm assuming he gets called, right?
And what a great last name, right?
Oh, yeah,
Cadet.
100%. See, now that's where he missed the marking. Should have named him Major.
Sergeant.
Or Sergeant, right, yeah, exactly. As Lynbrook and Carle Place set to go. And so we mentioned 2 35-minute halves in this non-league matchup, and we're ready to go, and Carle Place starts it off wearing the road greens. First of 2 today, as it is a wet and rainy surface out there. And, Rob, it's something to keep an eye on the rest of the afternoon. And the boys' game will be starting at around 5 p.m. as well.
Yeah, folks, you get a doubleheader here on a day that means a lot to Coach Josh Berlin and the Lynbrook community, raising money for the Ronald McDonald House. And a great charity game. Josh does it every year. We were actually supposed to be in it, my team, but we had a game this morning. So he's got Carle Place here and 2 of his buddies coaching against 2 of his buddies.
Chipped up ahead and then swept back.
So far a lot of volleying, a lot of long ball going between the middle of the field. Teams feeling each other out. They are in different conferences. They don't see each other during the season. Again, folks, it's a non-league game for charity. So these teams, it'll be a feeling out process.
And when we spoke to Jenna Crimmins in the middle of the week, she just really loved the attitude of her team so far this year, undefeated in league play, 3 wins, 2 ties, and says that they're starting to get together at the right time and starting to be a little bit more of a cohesive unit.
Nice ball sent up there, but off the pace. And a lot of great stuff out of the goalkeeper this year, like you said. Having a senior goalkeeper with all that experience. Said she's great in the air. That's Kate Jennings in net for Lynbrook. Lynbrook in the white today, folks. Don't get confused with the green. White and orange. Not traditional owl colors.
We get the white for the snow owl, but I get what you're putting down.
I'm putting down. I'm going to make fun of Josh that it's Malvern's colors. But I'll wait till the next game.
Sent all the way through, and Lynbrook trying to track it down. We'll get a throw in for Carle Place. As Alyssa Sicoli, the freshman, to lob it in.
And that's a throw in with a wet ball. Winds up at the foot of Ladue. But, John, the wetness, a soccer ball getting wet, don't dismiss how aggravating it is for players to have concise throw-ins. They'll slip out the fingers pretty easily, those Spalding balls.
Well, not just that, too. How about the keepers trying to pluck it out of the air, and you think you have a catch cleanly, and, a loose ball could be the difference between a scoring opportunity and not.
And one of the wise things to tell your goalkeeper on days like this is if you don't think you got a shot, catching it, just knuckle up and punch that thing out of the way.
Tossed in, Fort. And Carle Place just not able to get a good scoring opportunity, and good job of Lynbrook's defense rotating over. In front. And here comes Lynbrook the other way. Leah Casolaro over towards Edibor. And good defense out there by Alexia Mihalakis. Mihalakis from a soccer family. We'll see her brother in the second game. Up ahead, here's Gabby Mazzaros. And Mazzaros trying to break free, but a whistle and a turnover.
That's too bad. It was a really beautiful through ball by number 6, Olivia Ramirez there, the sophomore, who's got 4 goals and an assist, and that is the go-to finisher of the Owls. But a beautiful through ball just came up a little short. There's that. Take a look at it. That's a nice ball. Perfect positioning. And give it chase. And then the ball sent out.
And then just got tied up with Erica Dilio.
But that shows you the skill level there. That's a sophomore. That's a 10th grader. So Ramirez, one of the chips they can build around in the future. If she's got vision like that on the field, she's going to be real valuable moving forward.
Five minutes gone by, first half, still scoreless, and these teams still in the feeling out process. Just trying to get one through, and an early goal, of course, changes the complexion of the game. And swept out, Ella Carle. Carle, a core component of the back line, usually wins the 50-50 balls, and that ball was a lot easier. Now sent through the midfield. Carle. All the way up ahead. Here's a scoring opportunity, denied by Barros. Rebound, and Carle Place comes over to cover.
What an incredible opportunity there. You saw Edibor following up. I thought the rebound would take care of the initial save. The goalkeeper down. Nobody wants to see that right now. So Emma Barros injured on the play, but a tremendous scoring opportunity there for the Owls. And we'll get another look. The ball comes through. Just good footwork there by Diglio. Diglio follows it up. Edibor tries to get it, and a collision. Edibor on top of Barros. And we're going to have a brief injury timeout as Coach Cadet checks on his keeper.
Yeah, we'll take it over. And you know what? We'll just step aside. We'll come back when play resumes on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Emma Barrow still being tended to in net, and it was a tough collision with her and Edibor. And with that said, taking her time, and good to see her walk up, and we'll head back towards the bench. And a new goalie now for Carle Place. While I have a break in the action, of course, this game brought to you by Lynbrook East Rockaway Soccer Club. The Lynbrook East Rockaway Soccer Club promotes and encourages the healthy development of soccer for children ages 2 through 19 years old. At LERSC, all levels of soccer are offered intramurals, travel, as well as recreational. Also offering premier teams as well as special needs teams in training. No child who wants to play soccer is turned away from LERSC. For information, you can find us at lersc.gotsportsites.com. And good to see Barrows coming off, and there she is with Steve Cadet, and perhaps maybe just needing a few moments and could go back out there, Rob.
Yeah, it looked like she was holding on to her wrist, I believe. And there is the keeper warming up on the side. So it looks like Barrows is going to take a break, and they are taking a look at her left arm. And that's a nightmare for Coach Cadet on a rainy day in a non-league game. Her elbow. There we go. Oh, maybe it's a shoulder. It's definitely the left side. Coach Cadet smiling, though, so nothing too crazy. And Erica Diglio, the freshman midfielder, out there now wearing number 36. She is an athletic, physical player. She was doing a great job on the field, but she's also the backup keeper. She played 3 games in a row this year when Barrows was out, and will take over duties in the cage now.
Played up ahead. Edibor towards the net, shot wide.
It's deja vu all over again. I think Edibor stepped to her left this time. It could have been a collision there, but she's quick, man. She gets there pretty quickly. You take another look here. A good through ball. Onside. And nothing but turf. But it looked like the ball got tipped by Diglio. Well done.
Well, how about that, getting tested early on. Now Casolaro, the junior, sends it far side and over everybody. And should be a goal kick.
Can I give another shout-out, John? I know you think I'm the mayor of the South Shore, but
No, you are the mayor of the South Shore. Listen, champagne and campaign.
Coach Jenna Crimmins, the coach on the Lynbrook side, I'd said it's her first year, but also I got to say hello to her sister, Kate, who's my boss at Sewanaka High School, the chairperson of the English department. And I'm not saying this, well, you probably think I am, not saying this because we're on air, but she's like the best person in the world to work for. And Kate, I hope you're watching. Hello. And I got my 2025 planner.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad that you're 3 months ahead of schedule on the planner.
We're both OCD. Psychopaths. So resume play in the rain here, John.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, 2 35-minute halves, so almost 8 minutes complete, scoreless, and seen a few opportunities for Carle plays, but the better chances have come from Lynbrook, particularly Antonia Edibor, who came in at 5 goals on the season. She's just a fast and physical player. Coach says she has a nose for the goal and was so close. Tested Diglio early on and is not able to break through. Casolaro, another goal scorer as well, 6 goals and an assist. As Carle plays, rallies over to clear.
And it looks like it's going to be Maggie Matera taking that throw, the defender. And she's going to get to redo it. One of those defenders who can mark up her opponents, and she's a fast player, uses her body, and looking for a big throw here.
Casolaro towards Diglio. You can see a little bit of difficulty with the wet track out there, but Diglio handles it flawlessly.
Just a little hesitation on the run, though. You want your offense, your strikers, go on a day like this more than anything, but always follow up the ball. Never assume a keeper's going to just hold on to it.
Ramirez fighting for position. Carle Place the other way. Amelia Fort. It's a good battle. Fort and Ramirez winning the battle. Trying to slide all the way through. Gets over the toes of Mizaros.
Mahalak is giving chase there. She comes ashore. Lynbrook doing a really nice job with possession so far, John.
And that's been part of their game, as well as Vladu goes out of play and a toss-in for the Frogs.
And there's that Maggie Matera using the physicality, knocking that ball out.
Yeah, Matera just a solid defender. The junior for Lynbrook.
This is a young team. Yeah, Carle plays both some youthful teams here. You look at the Carle plays roster, freshmen, 8th grade freshmen. They got a senior there, but multiple 8th graders. 1, 2, 3, 4 8th grade players on this team.
Right, and you throw in the sophomores too, and usually the sophomores aren't getting varsity experience, but with a B school, they do.
Yeah, you said it, and that is a big difference being in the Bs.
Victoria Hosgrove off the corner kick. Finds its way all the way out. Casolaro unable to clear and sends it far side, and Jennings to track it down.
Heads-up defense there by Mazzaros. And the coach said she wins the 50-50s. There it was, breaking up that throw-in.
Check that. That's Brooke Hosgrove as Leah Pisano slides all the way down the field, and Dilio gets in the way of Edibor. Handball.
Incidental or not, Olivia Ramirez gets called for the handball, and now it's going to be a direct kick, and it's Alyssa Caccioli on the kick.
Caccioli's got good speed, a good boot as well. And like you mentioned, another youngster, only a freshman. Which, when you're having the success and the undefeated streak so far, as it comes all the way through, Amelia Fort. But Lynbrook able to come over, and there's Matera again. How about Maggie Matera all over the field?
Yeah, and again, like we said, the coach said that, physical player, fit, and puts her body on the line, just in the right place at the right time constantly.
Brooke Hosgrove. We're going to toss it in.
And Matera, just a junior, nice player to have in the backfield for 2 years to get this team guided in the right direction.
The wind's starting to pick up as well. Matera stops off again. And Holsgrove, Victoria Holsgrove, not able to find an open seam. Ball goes out of play. And first corner on that end of the field for the Frogs.
See if they could try to get some kind of offense going off of this free possession. Right now, Lynbrook's defense doing a really solid job, winning the 50s, getting the ball, clearing it out.
Chicoli, good ball. Good defense by Lynbrook. When you've got a play like that, what are you trying to have function there, Rob?
With the corner kicks in general, or on that?
Yeah, on that particular one, or maybe just in a wet track. Scoreless game, non-league game.
I find, for me personally, in high school soccer, they're not perfect, the corner kicks. So I always like to keep somebody wide, somebody at the top 20 down the middle, because that's where the balls tend to kick out. And usually we're a far post team, but I have seen some teams do a really nice job with near post. But near post is usually going to be a low ball, and then the far post up in the air. And you could tell she was just looking to chip it, get it high in the air. But that Lynbrook defense is just there all the time.
Edibor. Rifles a shot, gets deflected. Dilio in a foot race with Casolaro, and the two come together. And a whistle.
It's Kaz DeLillo calling over. That's the referees today, by the way.
The two refs talking to each other, but let's take another look, Rob. Now remember, this is Carle Place's backup goalie. They already lost Emma Barros on a collision.
Yeah, so if you look there, it was Leah Casolaro following through, and then referees Jim McFadden and Kaz DeLillo talk it out. I mean, John, a lot of times that's an automatic yellow card,
right.
Touching the guy, but maybe in a non-league game on a day where they're trying to do something special for the Ronald McDonald House, they are having a little charity towards this Lynbrook team.
Is that Kaz short for Cosmo?
I don't know. Oh.
Shot, and it falls all the way through as Lynbrook's able to get on the board. A lot of traffic in front, and the Owls take advantage, and they go up 1-0.
You can see the ball crossed here and settled down, and it looks like it was tipped by Gabby Mazzaros up top and just squibbed. So what looked like a ball that was like just rolling on some wet turf and dribbled through the legs of the keeper was Gabby Mazzaros doing like your old hockey-style tip-in goal. So a really nice cross. Again, what they're good at, those through balls and crosses, very impressive from Lynbrook.
And for Mazzaros, that's her first goal of the season, coming in the 15th minute. And so Carle plays, quickly gets it in. Chicoli. Goal kick.
She missed several games earlier in the season with an injury.
So just getting the 4-1-1 on Mazzaros, maybe her first goal because she was injured for part of the season and now is coming in here and making an impact.
And, just a tough player. Excels with her passing game, but, you got a freebie up there. She's just so athletic, has a high soccer IQ, and Lynbrook taking advantage of her athleticism as Olivia Ramirez. Has been a good passer so far, but sends it right to midfield.
She finds space, though. Plays the green. And another nice cross.
Seems like when Ramirez has possession, the ball goes usually where she's intending to distribute.
And plays the open area really well. Something that I try to enforce with my players. They're always running behind jerseys. It frustrates the heck out of you when you see nothing but green on one side of the field and they decide to line up behind a slew of defenders. But Ramirez, just an uncanny way of playing space very well.
Mehalakis sends it all the way down. Alexia Mehalakis, the freshman, 2 older brothers on the boys' varsity team, and using her left foot to her advantage. Tyler Reedy on the far side. Reedy's been an interesting player, and her development's going to be fun to watch. Started the year as a midfielder, now moved back defensively, and here's Edibor. And hand up for the offside.
Great vision there by Leah Casolaro to try to hook up with Edibor. But Edibor, I think all those breakaways and then watching Mazzara score, she got a little itch and a little quick jump there. Offside by a good 2-3 steps.
Tiffany Kobilars, freshman. Lost possession. Sent all the way down the field, and Lynbrook will go to track it down. Terra into the side of the net. Now Vainrube. Vainrube, a freshman, 32 saves on the season. And starts it off quickly. It's under 17.5 to play in the first period.
So they look like doing some seal circus tricks out there, bouncing off multiple heads. And it's going to be Addison DiFiore picking up the ball for Lynbrook on the throw-in. One of their solid defenders and communicators out on the field and has a chance to try to move that ball up.
Edibor. Trying to work past the double. All the way down to Casolaro. Casolaro gets a shot blocked, and Kobilaz.
Casolaro did a great job keeping in stride with the defender. Had 2 of them with keeping her on, but she's paying attention, trying not to squander any type of scoring opportunities and open this thing up 2-0. So these Carle Place girls are battling real hard, just not getting the scoring opportunities. And right now, Lynbrook, you can feel it has the swagger.
Peyton Statler trying to backstop, or at least trying to back into it. Casolaro towards the net and just wide.
And that'll give us a goal kick now. So once again, Lynbrook kind of pacing the action at the moment. Lynbrook continuing to bring pressure, look for open space, find opportunities to score, definitely challenging the goalies real intensely. And you can tell Adebar is licking her chops, trying to get one in. 3 scoring opportunities for her so far.
Yeah, Gabby Mazzaro's opening the scoring, the 15th minute. First goal of the season, and a rainy day, windy, not the best conditions out there. A 2-goal lead. Seems like a bigger feat to come back from than, just being up 1-0.
Yeah, you can hear the wind howling out there now. The umbrellas are all up. But a lot of Lynbrook faithful out here today, and perhaps some Carle Place faithful.
How about Mazzaros being aggressive again, and takes 3 defenders to poke the ball free from her, and Mazzaro still working hard in the direction of Edibor. Comes together with Chicoli and Edibor. One more defender for Edibor. The cross through everyone. Casolaro in front. Chip shot, no. Edibor sends it high, the header. And they'll say she was out of bounds.
They are swarming now, John. We take another look at it here. Edibor just had that extra touch, took it a little too deep, but a beautiful cross out, just out of the reach of Casolaro, then the ball bouncing back in. And I think already, is this where it's out? Yeah, it looked like it was headed out of bounds. So that second header for naught. But a few scoring chances there as they continue to just bring it down against this Carle Place defense. All it takes is one fast break the other way, and the Frogs have the athletes.
Touch coming from Matera. Good ball. Ramirez receives. Tries to curl it in the direction of Casolaro.
So how impressive is a touch of Ramirez? Like, she got the ball to the left, put it to the right, sent it across both feet. Really capable. That's going to be a center midi pretty soon before you know it. Playing out on that left, but you can see Olivia Ramirez as she grows with this team being a cam or a center midfielder with the skill level that she's got.
Yeah, and interesting to see, only a sophomore, what offers she might have to play at the next level. Stay with Carle Place.
And it's going to be Alexia Mahalakis. She had 2 older brothers that play on the boys' team, so we might be seeing them later on. Talented lefty, throwing it in short to Amelia Fort. And Lynbrook taking over again.
Casolaro out of play. How about defending as a unit for Lynbrook and what they've been able to do? You could tell they're communicating out there, Rob, taking away the scoring opportunities. And then Casolaro, she's been up and down the field so far. I know that she's been the marked woman of the defense for Carle Place, but it seems like Lynbrook is really targeting Casolaro. They can't get through on it, but defensively they've held serve.
Yeah, I mean, the defense at Lynbrook, they hold their line really well. They're a very well-organized team. They've got some size. They're strong. They win 50-50s, but they move as a cohesive unit, which is a testament to Coach Crimmins.
Edibor rifles a shot wide to the left. How about Edibor trying to create her own scoring opportunity?
You can see why she's a leading goal scorer on this team. That was a heck of a shot. They've got some boots on this team.
Yeah, when she's able to just unleash one over a defender.
Yeah, look at that quick turn, right foot, just wide. That was a quick shot. That's the kind of athlete, soccer player mentality you want. You don't wait for perfect. You create your own space, take a shot, see what happens, and that one just wide to the left. 10 minutes remaining in this first half, and I'm sure Coach Cadet just trying to think up some things. Like, let's, try to create a scoring opportunity here. If not, let's get out of this 1-0, regroup, and see what we can do. But Lynbrook's bringing it.
And you just consider what they've had to deal with in the first half. They lose their starting goalkeeper, Emma Barros, early on, and then Erica Delio has done a fantastic job in relief. Give up the goal in the 15th minute, and then, of course, you factor in the weather. You're playing on the road, and they've held their own through the first half.
And John, we got to consider, too, Delio is one of the players that we've said was carrying the ball well, moving the ball well offensively, so now you lose that offensive prowess, or at least that midfield presence, and now she's in net. So not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, and again, we hope that Emma Barros is okay. Maybe go visit Ivy Rehab for that shoulder or elbow.
Yeah, book a session today, ivyrehab.com, or call at one of the locations nearest to you. Castellaro sends it in front, chipped out. High shot, back post, through everyone. Goal kick.
Good job there by the defense. It was Erica. Did I get that right? Number 8, is it? Kylie Grossani.
Yeah, Grossane, yeah.
Kylie Grossani playing back there, making the stop. It looks like a 6 from up here. The wet is starting to mess with the old man's eyes.
I know we had the squeegee before, but it's, just a rainy day and tough to see out there. Good ball, Mazaros on the cross over everyone. Let's take another look as Lynbrook just trying to drop scoring opportunities, and on the cross, the wind just took it.
Yeah, it looked like maybe it was more like maybe an intended cross, but then chipped wide. And again, John, it's a good day for a good cause. The Ronald McDonald House charity is going to be funded here, and amongst the Lynbrook faithful across the field from us, I'm sure we'll get a look at them at some point. There's a tent out there. The parents of Lynbrook selling not only snacks, refreshments, and gear, but also baskets that they put together that were donated, and the proceeds going to the Ronald McDonald House today. So Coach Berlin putting this together, the boys varsity coach, and a special day here at Lynbrook.
Right, and I know that we're going to talk to a representative for the Ronald McDonald House, but if you want to become a donor or volunteer, visit rmhcnym.org. Under 7 minutes to play, first half. Carle.
Nice kick there by Ella Carroll. Another one of those players that could win 50-50s back there. And again, such an effective unit for Lynbrook out of the backfield.
Ramirez all the way through. Castellaro in a foot race to try and keep it in bounds, but cannot.
And that's the first time that we said the name of number 29, Gabriela Ramirez, the older sister of Olivia Ramirez, and one of the leaders on the field. Great work ethic. So we got the Ramirez squared out there doing what they do.
The Ramirez.
I think that was Manny's nickname.
Could be. Take your word for it.
So Grisani booted that ball out, and now it's up in midfield. Lynbrook intercepting it. Good job there by Ella Carroll, the junior defender.
Nearest Lynbrook out was Gianna Marafiotti. Junior has some good speed and that can't quit attitude. Can't stop, won't stop for Marafiotti. We're going to throw in final 5 minutes to play, first half.
And here come the Frogs trying to create some kind of offense at midfield. That's Maggie Matera. But broken up again by Lynbrook and going back the other way.
Quick throw in. And we'll stay with Lynbrook. As DiFiore to swing it in again. Back the other way. Stalter towards midfield. Marafiotti.
Yeah, it is representative from the Ronald McDonald House. Tracy Schmidt is in the house. We'll see if she can get up here. She does have another arrangement to get to, so hopefully we get to talk to her at halftime about what the Ronald McDonald House is all about. If not, we'll read it to you and let you know.
Well, it's just a great cause, and of course, if you haven't heard in the past, Tracy, a good representative, but just the work that they've done over the years as well. And of course, both programs, and Lynbrook very thankful to have them here today as well.
So under 3 minutes remaining in the game. Fairly quiet right now for the Frogs as the Owls continue to drive.
Comes all the way out. Chip it into the header, yeah.
I was going to say, they did a nice, they play the ball back really well, too. You saw that pass to Matera. Matera just sent it back up. Like, they just have to, they're very composed.
Well, Lynbrook in no hurry, of course, being up a goal with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Flip in, and it stays with Lynbrook.
So it's getting a little messier out there with the weather, and we're expecting that through about 4:30. So it might clear up by the time the boys' games start at 5 o'clock, but it's sloppy out there right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the girls have to suffer. .120 to go. See if Lynbrook could put one more on the board, trying to create some space. Mazzaros, the lone goal scorer in the first half. Gabby Ramirez chips it, and Dilio is there to pluck it out of the air.
Good job by both Ramirez and Dilio. Ramirez finding just enough space to get the foot on it, and A good shot considering, again, the turf. Lynbrook's going to get another throw in here. We said Matera's name quite a bit today, and if you're a defender getting your name called quite often, you're doing a heck of a job out there.
And, of course, in Matera's case, we said her name a lot, and then we haven't said it enough, and that just goes to show that the rest of the defense also coming into form. But Matera really had a 5-6 minute stretch there where she was up and down the field, at least defending. Good long ball. Peyton Stalter. 3 seconds, 2 and 1, and that does it for the first half. Gabby Mazzaros' first goal of the season gives Lynbrook a 1-0 lead in the rain. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll recap the first half, get you ready for the second half of the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
We made a lot of really important medical decisions about our kids out here on these benches. Frankie and Anthony were due October 19th, 2019. And on July 30th of 2019, my water broke. So they arrived the night that we were turning 29 weeks. And they were brought right to the NICU. And by the next morning, they were both on ventilators. Their lungs were not fully developed. Our guys were 2 pounds, 14 ounces and 3 pounds, 1 ounce, which alone is really hard to even fathom. We had no idea how sick our kids were. We didn't understand because you don't know what's happening.
One night we got the call at 2 a.m. She's like, you gotta go. And I ran over there and it was, the doctor saying that basically they didn't breathe for a certain amount of time. My thinking was, what does that mean for their future? What does that mean for now? And
the biggest fear any parent has is that they wouldn't breathe. The social worker over there was wonderful and told us about the house, and Frank came over to see the house, and he came back to see me, and he said, don't worry, this is what we're doing, we're living there, it's gonna be our home. And I said, do you have pictures? And he said, you don't even need pictures. When you walk in that house, you're gonna know it's where we belong. Your worries are left at the door, at least for a few minutes.
And then the second you walk in, it's like, boom, you walk into the playroom or you walk into the Mets room and you walk into that beautiful foyer that they have, and there's a giant plane where you watch movies, and it's like, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay.
35 years ago, the 100th Ronald McDonald House in the world was born. What started out as a modest 18-bedroom facility serving the needs of families of seriously ill children has transformed into this robust organization serving several programs in the New York metro region. In 2005, we embarked on a journey, blossoming our 18-bedroom house into a 42-bedroom safe haven. As time went on, our donors, our volunteers, the entire community rallied to support our families and our organization. Home-cooked meals, a fully stocked pantry, pet therapy, transportation and hospitality programs all make a world of difference to families who are experiencing the worst of times in their lives, having a child in the hospital. In 2014, we opened our first Ronald McDonald Family Room program. It's located inside Stony Brook Children's Hospital, and it's just steps from the child's bedside. Ronald McDonald Family Rooms provide a safe space for parents to rest, recharge, grab a snack, or take a shower. And we quickly began to realize the need for our programs at Suffolk County's only children's hospital, Stony Brook Children's. We're proud to share that a second family room will be opening in early 2022. Our dream is to continue to expand our services in meaningful ways at Stony Brook for all of those families who need to call our house a home. Families like the Vigianos are going through this every single day all over the world, and we are blessed to be a part of making it just a little bit easier.
Everything was at our disposal here, and it was here because of people who volunteered their time or their funds or their goods. I don't think we could ever give back what we got, no matter how hard we try. Like for the rest of our lives, we can never give what we got.
Anything you could do to help this place is a wonderful thing, and it will give back millions of times over.
To think that a family wouldn't have the opportunity to be so close, I think hurts our hearts, because that drive in the car knowing you're moving away from your children is a feeling that I hope people never have to experience, because these houses should be next to every hospital.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Welcome you back to Lynbrook. Well, excuse me, Marion Field School. Is that?
Yeah, Marion Street.
Okay.
Marion Street.
Gotcha. I know I called you. I was like, where is this field? I went to Lynbrook High School. Didn't see anything there. But anyway, you just saw the PSA there. Ronald McDonald House Charities, New York Metro, provides essential services that remove barriers, strengthen families, and promote healing when children need health care. RMHC New York Metro provides support for families with sick or injured children through the operation of the Ronald McDonald House in New Hyde Park and 2 Ronald McDonald family rooms at Stony Brook Children's Hospital. In all, RMHC New York Metro serves over 7,000 sick families every year by providing them with no-cost housing, meals, laundry, and 24/7 care in collaboration with our partnering hospitals, Cohen Children's Medical Center and Stony Brook Children's Hospital. For more information about RMHC New York Metro programs or on becoming a donor or volunteer, visit rmhcnym.org.
And you saw the video there, folks. It was absolutely amazing what the Ronald McDonald House was able to do for the Vigiano family. Parents, Karen and Frank, and their sons, Anthony and Frankie. Karen, 15 years as a social worker here at Lynbrook Schools, and also coached the middle school boys soccer team. His father, longtime PE teacher and coach in the Hewlett District. And, you know, when their sons were born, they needed to spend a lot of time at home, and the Ronald McDonald House helped make that possible and do these great things. And the Vigiano family will be here during the boys' game. Not sure if they're here right now, but we know that they'll be here later. And a beautiful story. Really great thing.
Yeah, no, it's just a great cause. Once again, visit rmhcnym.org to become a donor or volunteer. All right, so second half set to begin. Lynbrook with a 1-0 lead over Carle Place. And we saw, the first 10 minutes of the half, both teams feeling out each other. Carle Place not really getting any scoring opportunities. And then Lynbrook started to bust through and eventually got a goal from Gabby Mazzaros. If you're in the huddle, and we'll start with Carle Place and you're Steve Cadet, what are you telling your team? And then in reverse, what is Jenna Crimmins telling her team?
I think Jenna Crimmins is kind of in the driver's seat at the moment. Kate Jennings didn't see much action back there because of that defense. They've done a great job on the back line. Continue the pressure. Do your best to try to open up the field a little bit more. Find Edibar and see if she can get one in, because you know that, again, she's probably chomping at the bit. Coach Cadet, he wants his girls to hustle and try to maybe, in the rain, maybe look a little bit long ball. Try to send that ball up and a little kick and run soccer in this kind of weather condition, because right now the size, the physicality of this Lynbrook girls team is a lot for them. They need to open up the field, lengthen the field, and look for some scoring opportunities.
The first of 2 matches today. The boys' game will start. It was supposed to start around 5 o'clock, but with 35-minute halves, and it is 3:53 now. You're the arithmetic major. There's an opportunity that that game starts a little bit earlier, of course, with the rain and wind today. But now that we're ready to start in the second half, we'll see what happens in that one. But just a good case all around. And just a fantastic event for both Lynbrook and Carle Place this Saturday afternoon, late September. Crazy to believe that championships are only weeks away now.
Yeah, we're about 3 weeks. October, I think, 17th is the last day of regular season games, and then we're off to the races. It's a quick run out of the gate for soccer, playing 3 games a week often.
And not just that, too. You have a truncated training camp, so to speak. I think, only 11 official days, right, where you're able to play with each other. I know you've done some soccer tournaments in the past, and that's been great. But a lot of these teams really don't know who they are until this point of the season, and then you look around the corner as Jennings watches it hit off the uprights above the net.
Big boot there. I believe it was Alyssa Ciccoli that got the foot on it, but just floated a little too high, or else that thing was tucking in.
That's the thing, too. The wind blowing towards us in the press box, but if you get under one, it could sail a ways away.
Yeah, it is Ciccoli. Big boot and hits the uprights. But a heck of a shot. That's exactly what we just said, right? Take your shots from the long way, stretch out the field, and there you go. They come out guns a-blazing right now. No, but you said it, John. We had 6 practices before we played our first non-league game, which was against Lynbrook. But it's 6 practices, and already you're in there in the mix. And that's why, they're contemplating extending our season a little bit a week earlier, and we'll start when football starts. So there'll be a 2-week preseason prior to games starting. But New York State has to agree on it because it's not just Long Island, it's not just Nassau County, it's the entire state of New York that has to be on the same page. And we'll hear about that. We have a guest, Al Freeman, in the boys' game who can explain some of that stuff.
Here's Casolaro. Shot, tries to go near corner, but can't tuck it in. Good scoring opportunity for Lynbrook. We saw Casolaro get targeted a few times, took some shots, but not able to find the back of the net yet, but she's got a nose for the goal.
Yeah, and this was a perfect scoring opportunity. She's got nothing but space and just goes to the left, back to the right. A shot, bends out wide, looking for that right corner. With the goalie moving towards you, you probably want to think far post, but it was a valiant effort there and a nice little boot just wide.
Did you see anything out of Dilio in that sequence? For instance, maybe she cut the window down or came closer to her?
Yeah, she did. She took a few steps out, which always, just makes the shooter think a little quicker. But, there wasn't like a full pressure on there. I just think that it got shanked a little bit to the right by Casolaro, hitting it on the outside of the laces.
Thank you very much.
But Dilio doing a really great job subbing in, right? I mean, that's not an easy spot to be in. And, again, we hope that Emma Barros is okay, the 8th grader, because she's got a lot of season left with games that are league games. So I'm sure Coach Cadet's going to be very cautious with her.
Jennings? That's what it is. We got to wait for shoe to be tied. We get double knotted. It should be double knotted. That's got to be a mandate as a coach, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when you have that part of training camp, do you tell them bunny ears, loop shoot, pole?
I don't know.
I know you still have the Velcro, so.
Velcro wallet, too.
Yeah. See, that was the biggest surprise when I first met you. I see this guy is grungy, punk rocky guy, but no chain wallet.
No chain wallet. No.
Which is very disappointing.
I've been a disappointment before.
Well, I knew that, but.
No, I come from there was a chain and leather wallet back in the day, but.
Well, of course, I figured that.
I was a big fan of the Velcro. I'm old, John. That's why I love Cool Hand Luke.
Yes. Steamboat Willie, and you were a different Nickelodeon viewer. You actually had to pay the nickel to go in there.
And here comes the Frogs, seeing if they could open something up a little bit.
Yeah, that was Amelia Fort, the leading goal scorer. Fort, she's just been lighting it up. Went to the state championship as a freshman. She's a senior now. And she's someone that Lynbrook has really keyed in on and hasn't had a lot of opportunities to score.
And looking for Mel Halakis on that run there, who's got 2 goals and 3 assists on the season, just couldn't catch up with that ball. They had a failure to communicate. Do you know what that's from?
No, I'm lost.
That's Cool Hand. Oh, God. What we have.
I know I'm eating it in the press box, but I'm sorry. Watch the other ones.
I tried getting one in. That's my line of the day.
Listen, he eats the hard-boiled egg. I think I got
A lot
That's
of
all I need to know.
Paul Newman. All right, we've got a direct kick, and again, these Frogs finally starting to bring some things down into the offensive zone. Chicoli, big boot, wide.
And you have to wonder if the wind is just taking it, if it's positioning when you're stepping up. You don't want to slip either on those free kicks.
Like I say, too, the notes on Chicoli, the freshman defender, is about speed as an outside back and definitely can get up there. But what a foot. Really consistently lengthening the field, getting some good shots, taking all the direct kicks. Almost got a goal.
And so that's got to be the fun part for Steve Cadet, especially for Carle Place is, yeah, it might not be going their way today, and if the score holds, it's going to be their first loss of the season. However, I mean, this team is primed, not just for this year in Class B, but for the future as well.
So far down the future that there's a Harper cadet in the system at 4 years old.
Right.
So he's got a decade here of talent coming through.
Pizarro's tried to get it to Edibor.
But it looked like Kylie Grisani was in a good spot to make sure. There's another adjustment, if I'm right. But defensively, they're starting to play back a little bit more. They're not giving them as much space, not playing shoulder to shoulder against these Lynbrook girls so that they don't get any runs.
Chicoli. Chicoli, like you said, the impressive boot, but Edibor comes over. Gives it over to Jodin. Jodin sends it through. Empty net chip shot goes in. How about that? Lynbrook got Dilio out of position, and Gabby Ramirez finds the back of the net to give the Owls a 2-0 lead.
That goal is scored by number.
And we'll get another look at it here, John. You can see a nice pass sent through, and the quick touch out of position. And it's the older Ramirez sister, Gabby, getting that one in.
Number 29, Gabby Ramirez. The Owls lead 2-0.
They scored in the first half, now in the second. And then sent all the way through and should lead to a goal kick.
Yeah, so that Lynbrook goal kind of inevitable. You know, although I'll say since the second half of start, it's been a lot of pressure coming back the other way by this Carle Place Frog team, but Lynbrook just keeps bringing it and bringing it.
Played back, and Dilio gets on top of it.
Yeah, Castellaro with that shot there. And like I said, you can see chomping at the bit a little bit.
I mentioned, of course, some of the sponsors for this game. Of course, Haviland Kitchen and Bar is one of the sponsors as well, located at 43 Main Street in East Rockaway, owned and operated by two local families specializing in American fare. Haviland Kitchen and Bar is a place for our community to gather and share food and drink that are crafted of the finest in-season regional ingredients. Also keep Haviland Kitchen and Bar in mind for your local catering needs and private events. Proud sponsor in the second half.
And I can tell you my in-laws love it there. No lie. They keep telling us we got to go all the time. Locally owned. So Haviland Kitchen, I will get there.
I feel like I pass it all the time, but I got to stop in. Maybe after the game or both matches.
It's not a bad idea.
Edibor, high into the right. A 2-0 Owls lead. Non-league matchup. Lynbrook, if the score holds, would pick up its 4th win of the year. Gabby Mazzaros in the 15th minute, and then Gabriela Ramirez in the 42nd.
And you want another little fun fact? The Haviland Kitchen, owned by Mr. Don Poland, co-owner, and his wife is Sherry Poland, the basketball coach at East Rockaway High School. So it's East Rockaway family with an East Rockaway business. Lynbrook, East Rockaway soccer, so a lot of connections with Haviland Kitchen. And I do need to go in there.
You know, it's funny, as big as the world is, it just gets smaller and smaller every week, and especially in these parts and on the South Shore. Good ball up ahead. Chip Dilio with the save. Rebound over the crossbar. Fantastic save to rob Gabby Mazzaros and keep it 2-0.
You said it, man. Get Mazzaros getting in there. Probably one of the best scoring opportunities that actually got on the net. And you can see that the pass, once it's through, here it is. Mazzaros reading that perfectly with the through ball. The left boot and a nice forearm save, and then kicked out of play by Jesse Vuato. Great scoring opportunity there. So once again, folks, it's a rainy day for a good cause. Lots of great local sponsors helping out here today. Of course, the Lynbrook Parents and Booster Club helping to sell lots of items over there, putting baskets together. And, John, you got to admire the dedication. I'm a Lynbrook native. Not native. I live in Lynbrook.
You're the mayor.
I'm the mayor. But I am a Lynbrook resident, and what a community. I mean, it's a great place to live. Really, everybody comes together and does some really special things, and today is one of those special days.
Yeah, and just seeing the community come together. But I think the other thing, too, is how close-knit the local communities are. Of course, Malvern's right down the road, Oceanside, Rockville Center, different places. And, of course, it's all one Long Island, right? One Long Island, and that community sticking together.
Especially us Southeast. That's what we do. Good ball there. And it definitely does look like they're starting to stretch the field a little bit. The Owls. So maybe we talk about some of these 8th graders that are on this Carle Place Frogs team. You know, there's quite a few. We got Daniela Corriera, one of the talented players on this team, learning how to take over with her play. She's out there wearing number 5, and she plays travel for the New York Surf. You got Tyler Reedy out there, a defender, only in 8th grade, wearing number 16, started in the midfield, became a defender. Emma Barros, we already spoke about, the goalkeeper, and we have Brooke Halsgrove, 8th grade defender, and Coach said, young defender, but when 2 of last year's defenders decided to play, she's still learning. She jumped in there, and she's got speed for high school soccer. So 4 8th graders featured on this Carle Place team. It's incredible, John.
And that's got to be the best way to get playing time, right? Especially as a coach, and you've got players in there that'll say, all right, put me anywhere. I just want to get on the field and contribute ASAP.
Yeah, and you got to love that they're willing to sacrifice a lot, you know. And again, like you said, they're coming up together. Coach Cadet's first year on the girls' side of the ball, on the Carle Place side of the ball.
Edibor all the way through. Open opportunity for Lynbrook, but Carle Place ranges over. Shot wide from DiFiore. And a push. Give possession to Carle Place.
Yeah, so Coach Cadet moving from Wheatley to Carle Place, little rivalry thing going on there, but he's got family there. Part of the reason why I'm at Malvern, close to home and keeping it local. But, yeah, Coach Cadet's got a lot of talent to work with for a few years. This is the growing pains time, but he knows he's got a program that he gets to build himself.
I don't know if I'd call it growing pains. Yeah, it's a tough day here, but
Right.
if they lose this game, they're 6-1-2.
Fair enough. You're right.
Sitting
I guess
pretty.
we're just watching this, right? Different conference against a very strong Lynbrook girls team.
But you're right. There will be growing pains. There will be, I'm sure you know this as a coach too, where you'll actually play better in losses than you would in victories or draws. And that's just what happens when you've got a young team.
Yeah, you build character, you build your program, and they're in good hands. Carle Place also is a great it's a great sports school, but a really great soccer school.
Well, we'll see the boys team coming up at the top of the hour. Many are saying that they're the best team on all of Long Island as a B school.
Yeah, a lot of conversation about that. They did face off with Lynbrook earlier in the year. We'll tell you about that later on. But Coach Connor Reardon, a ton of success over there with the boys. So just because I was checking in on a little confusion, there is a number 6 on defense who is Erica Diglio on our notes, but it is Diglio in net. So somebody's wearing a 6, and I'm saying Grisani because we have her as 8. So I hope I got that right. I hope we got that right.
Well, Diglio has to wear the goalie uniform.
But somebody's wearing 6.
Probably. I mean, listen, it's
We'll swap
not a
out.
big roster. They might only have 12 jerseys.
No. What do you think? She put on that jersey and handed hers to somebody else?
Could have.
Who?
Or you share 2 6s. Sometimes you see that in football. You get like 2 55s. Listen, it's as much as a guess as you're giving.
It is. I got my plug down there, Coach Berlin. I just keep sending him messages like, hey, just clarify this.
You do. You have all your sources. It's a tight-knit community.
And here we go. We got Kate Jennings taking the kick here for Lynbrook and boots it out. Touch goes the other way. A lot of volleying back and forth now.
Edabor. And Edabor rips it. And there's Diglio. Scoop it up.
Had Casolaro moving. I think that was a shot attempt, but Casolaro had a lot of space there. It would have been a good idea to try to find her foot. Again, 35-minute halves today because of the weather. Still windy and rainy out here in Lynbrook.
That's one of the benefits of a non-league game is you can tinker with the times. Obviously, the coaches need to agree to it. We'll see if that happens with the boys or not, but either way, good for both of these programs to get this game in anyway. There's a wealth of experience. I know for Carle Place, hopefully Emma Barros is doing better after this game. Their normal starting goalkeeper, but overall, just a great day for both communities.
And it's off the leg of one of the frogs, and it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, that was Holsgrove, the defender, Brooke, coming in. There's 2 Holsgroves on the roster, Victoria wearing 10 and Brooke wearing 23.
So we've talked about this Lynbrook team on both ends of the ball, and again, you really see a solid defense with Ella Carroll, Maggie Matera, Peyton Stalter back there, and, defensively they've got some size, they've got physicality, they move the ball well through the midfield, and they got a lot of speed up top. These young ladies are going to give fits in their conference as they make their way towards a playoff berth. Handled well by Dilio there. The rolling ball in the wet turf.
As Dilio shifts it up the field and in midfield, Lynbrook crosses over. Carle Place just trying to get one on the board and just trying to get a semblance of offense.
Yeah, it was Amelia Fort taking up a lot of space there and moving the ball well. Fort, one of the players we highlighted here, went to the state championship as a freshman. And coach said she's one of the top players in their conference, so I'm going to watch.
Edibor trying to extend this lead to 3.
And that's going to be a corner kick. So Edibor doing a good job staying shoulder to shoulder with the defender there to stay on side.
And Lynbrook in no rush either. Up 2 goals, 13.5 to play in regulation. Looking for their 4th win of the season.
And here's the corner, setting it up. Casolaro dishes.
Good ball. Chipped. And Dilio pounces on top of it.
Ella Carroll out of the defensive zone there to jump in on that corner kick. She's got size. Makes sense. Holds up as soon as the keeper gets on it. Lynbrook did have some contact with the keepers in the first half, and right there pulled up at the right time. And here come the Frogs.
Fort drops it off. Mehalakis. Fort gets it back. Amelia Fort and Peyton Stalter. Good defense as Jennings comes over.
Yeah, Stalter did a really nice job just getting in front and shielding the ball. That's all you got to do. You know, some defenders get a little over anxious and kick the ball, touch the ball, try to make too many touches back there. But Stalter just getting in the way, shielding the ball, making sure her keeper picked it up. Jennings did. So really one of the only scoring opportunities that have been close here for the Frogs, thwarted by Stalter.
It always seems to be the case, right? There are times where teams will get scoring opportunities early in the match. Particularly that was Carle Place, and then Lynbrook's defense settles down. They counter, break through, and then the team that's trailing can never really recover. And, of course, for Carle Place, they don't have exactly the athletes and wealth of experience that Lynbrook has. It's still a very young team. But it's just been tough sledding for the Frogs since the first 5 minutes of the match.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, and again, John, when we say 8th grade, he's talking 12 years old out there against 17-year-olds. So creates a little bit of a competitive imbalance, but you see the skill level of Carle Place today and their ability to move a ball.
Kay Gottlieb and Jacqueline Thayer come on. Both seniors, both with a goal on the season.
And I'd imagine this is what Coach Crimmins might start thinking about more and more substitutions. You don't want anybody getting hurt. It is a non-league game. You're in the driver's seat right now. Keep that defense on the field, and you could probably move around some players in the middle and the top.
Casolaro. Over towards Dilio with the pickup.
So 25 minutes almost in this second half. Down, 10 remaining on the clock. Lynbrook in the lead, 2-0 at the moment. Carle Place trying to get any kind of drive as Lynbrook continues to just win those 50-50 balls and kind of bully them a little bit physically and create them more scoring opportunities.
Kovalars frees up Chikoli. Mihalakis over to Vladu.
You know where I'm going at halftime? I'm going to visit that tent and see if they've got hot beverages.
Yeah.
It's one of those days.
I know, I hear you. I feel for everyone outside. We're very fortunate to be drying inside, and for those of you watching at home, I assume you are as well. But yeah, just a nasty day out there. Should be better for next week. Last year, if you remember, rained every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Like clockwork.
Yep.
It stays like this, too, when you get that wind kicking up, the rain. You're reminded you live on an island. I forget a lot of times. And then all of a sudden we hit those breezy nights, those rainy nights, and you're like, oh, it's not exactly Hawaii, but we're on an island.
No, nothing close to.
But to some people, I'll tell you, you got friends. I have friends in the middle of the state that they think everybody lives in the Hamptons out here.
I know, yeah.
It's the Great Gatsby all day for people that don't live on Long Island.
Right.
It's Carle Place with the throw in here. Tyler Reedy, one of the 8th graders we spoke about, wearing a green headband. And some substitutions happening here. And it looks like we're going to have a little keeper switch, John.
Yeah, so the backup is Raquel Vainrube, the freshman. As Jennings comes to the bench.
So Vainrube is the new keeper for Lynbrook. 32 saves on the season.
Edibor, shot, goal, money. It's only a matter of time. Antonia Edibor scores her 6th goal of the year to bring the house down and give Lynbrook a 3-0 edge.
And you knew that was probably going to happen sooner or later, and it happened sooner. So finally, after those shots, and if you take a look here, you mentioned her getting in the game. Kay Gottlieb sends the ball across, and bada bing, bada boom, right in the top right corner. That's a banger. That's a nice-looking goal. So Gottlieb to Edibor. And 3-0 Lynbrook. And again, we'll probably see some more and more substitutions.
Yeah, Edibor coming out
Yep.
as Lily Blackstone, the junior, checks in for her.
I believe Mazzaros might have. No, am I wrong? Matera came off as well?
Yes. Matera came off. Danny Zane came on.
Now, I like this move by Coach Crimmins for obviously a bunch of reasons. Number one, sportsmanship. You're up 3-0, 7 minutes left. We're not looking to go bananas. 2, you've got to protect the safety of your players on a day like this. You got the goal. And believe me, I really think Edibor stayed out there longer than we thought, Edibor, to score that goal.
Right.
I think she might have been out of that game at the half if she had a goal already. But smart move by Coach Crimmins and just logic on every level and sportsmanship as well. You got some playing time for the other girls that don't get in so much.
Right, and they're going against a very good Carle Place team that is just dominating the B division. And, you can only practice against your team so much. You want to get live reps out there.
Yeah, and this is a good opportunity to do that.
Amelia Fort comes all the way back out. Sent in by Lynbrook, by Carle Place.
But again, Lynbrook just winning those 50-50s. Every time a ball's in the air, it's a white jersey getting ahead on it. It's Jacqueline Thayer taking the ball up the side there, getting a nice run.
They are someone with a good first step, good sub off the bench, good communicator as well.
And just took that ball for like a good 40 yards. I couldn't run that fast. Unless it's the Haviland Kitchen. Maybe that's where I got to go.
And then if you pull something, you go to Ivy Rehab.
There you go. And if my bank account's low, I go to McDonald's house. All right, we stop.
Five and a half to play. A throw in.
So there are also some vendors on site today. Cool Cat Soft Serve and Batch Cookies and Cream are going to have a portion of their sales today donated back to the charity. And Josh told me to mention the Filthy Pig Barbecue. So besides dinner, you get dessert. Cool Cat Soft Serve and Batch Cookies and Cream.
Well, it sounds delicious, and it'd be tough to eat in a rainy day, but definitely go check it out. Go to the car maybe in between games. That's basically our lives now for the next 9 months, is eating in cars.
It is. But we got a lot of recommendations today.
Yep.
So. Under 5 minutes remaining in the game. It's 3-0 in favor of the Owls. Charity Day here at Marion Street School in Lynbrook. First of a doubleheader, John. We've got another battle between Carle Place and Lynbrook coming up at 5 o'clock on the men's side of the ball. Coach Berlin up against Coach Reardon. I'll tell you, too, I know those guys, all fun and games, right? Non-league game, but you watch. They are competitive coaches.
No, and they'll play this game like it is a league game and should be competitive, and excited to see Carle Place in person. Alexa Vladu goes down. He's really shaken up. Let's see again, and Vladu just took the worst of this.
Yeah, it's going to be a card out on the play. Take a look here. Yeah, legs out, clip the knee. So Vladu getting looked at by the trainer.
And while she gets looked at, we'll take a break as well. Late in the second half, 3-0 Lynbrook in the Varsity Media Sports Network. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Well, good to see Carle Place's Alexa Vladu able to walk off under her own power. Final 3:22 to play in regulation, and now with Carle Place trailing by 3, just want to get out of here in one piece. Free kick for Alyssa Ciccoli after the yellow card issued to Lynbrook.
Yeah, Vladu looking a little shook up there, but got off on her own. And, again, that's what you just hope there's no injuries at this stage of the game.
Ciccoli. Sent all the way down. Vainrube knocks it down, and then another collision as Amelia Fort in there with Vainrube.
High punt, this time won by Tyler Reedy in the backfield. Another one of those 8th graders. And another header there. Look, now they're starting to get in there. Erica Pascarella, the freshman, 3 goals on the year. Her father, Dominic, played at Delphi University soccer.
Yeah, and she's a speedy, fast winger as well. Obviously has it in the blood, and someone's got a high upside for the Frogs.
Both teams still competing as best they can right now. Again, in this sloppy weather on this wet turf. Still battling. It's not a matter of possession. Lynbrook's got a lot of players off the bench in the game now.
Reedy trying to keep it alive, but Gabby Ramirez steps in.
Gabby Ramirez, one of the goal scorers in today's game, making a nice defensive play.
It's Gabby Mazzaros in the 15th minute, Ramirez in the 42nd, and Antonia Edibor in the 62nd, accounting for all 3 goals. Under 100 seconds to play in regulation as Lynbrook inching closer to their 4th win of the year.
And in the background, you see those Carle Place boys lining up for their game.
Should start at 5 o'clock right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Different link, but if you subscribe to Varsity Media, it will automatically show up in your feed.
Varsity Media covering a lot of soccer this year, and we've got a few more games left. I believe it's, Belmore JFK and Levittown on the 1st of October in the boys' side of things, and then a doubleheader, Manhasset and Garden City and Sewanaka and Cary on the 17th of October.
Yeah, here we go. This is what we have coming up. Garden City Manhasset should be a fun one, but they're all fun matchups. Last year, Syosset with a 1-0 victory at Syosset against Oceanside. We had on Varsity Media. All those teams with title aspirations. Final 30 seconds to play. And a good overall effort by Lynbrook. And just a nasty day, beating one of the top teams in Class B. Squirms all the way through. It's Reedy having to beat her defender in the clock. Lynbrook sends it down the field. Final 5 seconds. And that does it. Lynbrook with a 3-0 win over Carle Place to pick up their 4th win of the year. Mazzaros, Edibor, and Ramirez all tally the goals as Lynbrook showing off why they're one of the top teams in their class as well with a good non-conference victory.
You said it. Coach Crimmon's got her team up and going today. Physicality, winning the 50-50, strong backfield, working as one unit, and that speed up top, absolutely incredible, popping in 3 goals against this very young, yet talented Carle Place Frog team.
And so, with that said, if we're going to give a player of the game out, Rob Anderson, who would you give it to?
Whoa, this is a tough one. I personally speaking, I think for me, and I'm a defense first guy, Maggie Matera did a lot on that field to make sure that she took the ball down, kept possession throughout the game, was an impact player. We talk a lot about the offensive players. Casolaro was definitely a force out there today, but Maggie Matera is the one for me, player of the game.
Yeah, and that player of the game, of course, brought to you by Ivy Rehab. Live life to the fullest. Our goals are your goals at Ivy Rehab. Request an appointment now at ivyrehab.com or call any of our locations nearest to you. And, of course, the play of the game would have to be the second goal that we saw as well. And that play of the game, we'll punch up right now.
And there's Matera walking all smiles after doing the handshakes.
Well, how about this second goal of the game? Finds its way all the way through. And a beautiful chip shot brought in by Gabby Ramirez. That made it 2-0 as Ramirez scored in the 42nd minute. And the play of the game brought to you by Mazzaros Engineering, award-winning Mazzaros Engineering, incorporated in 2011 and has been providing top-level service for over a decade. Mazzaros has over 30 years' experience and excels at providing the services required to meet all your home needs. Whether it's mechanical, electrical, plumbing, or fire protection needs, you can count on Mazzaros Engineering to take care of you and your family. Contact us online at mezengineering.com or call us 516-599-5100 to schedule a consultation today. So that does it for the first of two here as Lynbrook wins it 3-0 over Carle Place. For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, and the rest of our varsity media crew, this is John Perez saying so long from Lynbrook. This has been a presentation of Nassau Girls Soccer on the Varsity Media Sports Network.